Hello and welcome to Out and About. My name is Vanessa Victor. Today we have a lot lined up for you. First, we're going to find out more about spas and the different spa treatments out there. Then we're going to talk to One the Incredible, whose album is dropping really soon. After that, of course, we're going to check out the entertainment highlights. So stay with me, we'll be right back.
The word spa may be derived from the Walloon word "spa", meaning fountain. This, in turn, came from the name of the Belgian town Spa, where in the 14th century a curative thermal spring was discovered. There are so many different kinds of spa treatments most people are completely unaware of. They have treated everything from allergies to back pain, headaches to insomnia. Most people, however, go to simply unwind and relax. There are different kinds of treatments, but the top spa treatments are massage. This can include Swedish massages and deep tissue and everything in between. It is done with an assortment of oils for different effects. Hot stone therapy, uses of hot stones for massage and acupressure, has become a staple on nearly every spa menu throughout the world. Facials. This can be as non-invasive as through gentle cleansers and massages. There are as many variations of facials as there are of massages. Reiki is a Japanese technique for healing and stress relief based on the movement of energy. Shiatsu is pretty much on every menu. The technique emphasizes a combination of diagnosis and therapy using just their palms and fingers. In particular the thumb. Trained practitioners are able to identify trouble spots on the client, including blocked toxins and muscle stress. This is only a few of the wide range of spa treatments out there, so when you're choosing your spa treatments, pick wisely.
Welcome back to Out and About. We're talking to Harry, aka One the Incredible. His album is about to be dropped soon, so I had to look for him to find out a little bit more about him and what he's going to be giving us in a few weeks. Your new album.
The album is basically about the lifestyle of an early 20-year-old kind of person, you know, the party person that's trying to stop, you're trying to get focused into life, you're trying to lock in everything and just be an adult about your business. So I dropped the first album. The first album was more of that hip-hop music that the streets listen to. So this is like a continental album. It's more of a global album. I'm trying to fuse every kind of sound into it. Most of the tracks are going to be in English. Some of them are going to be in Swahili. Some of them are going to be in different languages because I'm working with a lot of people from different places. But it's basically about Tanzania and you taking it easy, actually taking control of your situations in life. And the title is Rap or Representing Africa Popote. Well, I'm expecting big things from it, so right now I really don't have a clear picture of what it's going to be like, but it's just going to be fun music, dance music, rap music. It's a combination of everything. I've tried to get a lot of people involved, people from different genres of music, so it's got a little bit of everything in it.
So what artists can we expect to find in your album?
I got Grace Matata on it, I got Damien Soul, Nicki Mbishi, I got Professor J in it. There's a few songs that I haven't finished recording yet, but I'm going to be working with Lady JD as well. So it's going to be a bit of everybody. I got Calligraph, he's from Nairobi. I got a couple of artists. I'm hoping to hook up with Maurice Kyrie as well. We've talked and I'm hoping to do something with him as well. So right now I'm just finishing the final touches to the album. It's gonna be done. The album is set to be dropping around the end of August. It was supposed to be dropping around June, but then I had to postpone it. I got booked for some tours. I had to travel, so it had to stop for a while. But then I'm back, so I decided to finish it, and I'm gonna drop it on August.
Where has your music taken you locally and regionally? What cities have you been at?
I've actually been to almost every region in Tanzania except Bukoba. I'm hoping this album will take it there, because the first album I managed to do my own tour. I got a couple of artists on it. We did a couple of tours around the country, and I met new artists around the regions that I went to. I met Young Killer when I was in Mwanza. We actually came back to DAR with him. He's actually doing his thing right now. I met Kadigo in Mwanza. I met Asma in Bear. So I've had a chance to meet new people, new artists, and at the time I was actually discovering what I had. So when I came to meet different people, I kind of realized that there's a lot more to what I'm doing than just, you know, rap music, and it's been fun. It's been crazy. It's been fun. I've had a chance to go to Zanzibar for the first time, actually. For the first time I went to Zanzibar for the Zanzibar International Film Festivals. I got to perform. It's beautiful.
So how has being a father influenced your new album, if it has?
Well, one of the things is that you get to see things differently. You know, when you have something that's connected to you, a part of you, you get to see things. You get to think differently. You can't make the same choices you used to in certain situations. So there's a lot of inspiration from that in my album. I've actually become more responsible with the kind of messages I'm trying to give out. There's a lot less street music in the album, because that's what it was all about in the beginning. So there's a lot in the album that's different right now. And not basically just being a father, a lot of things in my life have influenced this new album. So there's a lot of grown-up music, I would like to say, I would like to think. And I've actually had people who have heard some of the songs of the album say like, yo, this is like pretty, yeah, it's like it's a different side of me, and I like it. So the new album is definitely a change for me.
So your priorities have shifted. You're more focused on the message you're sending out, because you know in the future.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need to be responsible. You know, when you go through some things in life, you realize that I gotta take more control of the things that I do, the things that I say, the person that I am, the image that I portray. A lot of things have to change. I gotta grow up. I gotta take control of my life. So basically, this album is that.
Do you think artists in Tanzania generally do watch the message they're conveying out to the public?
No, basically in Tanzania, most of the artists that do make it to the music scene only make it there because they feel it's business and they need to make money. Some of them it's mostly because they need to be famous, they want to be known. Or for some people it's actually proving a point. I don't know. I really can't say what goes on in somebody's head when they're creating their work, but I don't see that in most of the music that's out there. The first person I ever started listening to in Tanzania that actually made me want to do the music that I do right now was Professor J. This is the person that made rap music something understandable, because back in the day, rap music was, how do I say it, it was more of, he brought that positive image. He showed people that we can actually say something that's useful, we can actually do things, we can actually send positive messages to people using this music, even though it used to sound street. And it's basically for that, the streets, because most of the people don't have direction. So he managed to put that direction into the music that we're in right now, and he brought it to where we are right now. So that's the first person that got me into it. The second one, Fid Q, he's always been an inspiration, and luckily for me, as soon as I got into the industry, he was one of the first people that actually reached out to us me and the people that I was working with, and he's actually like a brother right now. Whenever I need something, I can call him up, we meet, we talk. So he's a very big inspiration in my music as well.
Take us through how you got started with rap, because I can feel the passion when you talk about it. So how did you actually start?
It all started back in 2008. I had been doing music before that, but then I was in school most of the time, so I couldn't really put myself into it 100%. But as soon as I finished high school, as soon as I finished A-level, I was just at home. I was waiting for my results, and I had to go to uni, so I had a lot of time on my hands. Back in 2008, when I finished A-level, I got into it with some friends of mine from high school. To mention the names, because I gotta give props. There was Albano Francis, also known as Bano Styles. He was the producer from way back in high school. He's the one person that got us together, me and the people that I was working with. Bano got a connect to Tongwa Records, so he kind of called me into it. When I got to the studio, I met Duke, the producer that signed me to the first record label I was ever signed to. So when I met Duke was like, "You got something here. You can work with this. Are you ready for it?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's see what we can do." So he gave me a chance to record a few tracks just to see where they would go. And luckily the first track blew up, so we got to sign the deal. I got signed to Music Lab, and from there on it was one thing incredible. The first song went everywhere. The second song, Pure Number, it went everywhere. Then I started touring. So from then on, it was just, I put my focus into work. When time came to go to uni, I had to make up my mind on whether I was going to do that full-time or I was just going to do that part-time. So I went to uni, but I did my first year part-time. Then the second year, I got into it because I had dropped the first album. So I finished uni, now I'm back in the industry and I'm doing the second album.
So what's your first music memory? I think it should be like when you were 7 or 8 or 9, somewhere back then.
My first music memory, I was 12. I actually got to perform for the first time in primary school. I was finishing 7th grade on my graduation, and I got to perform the song, what's this, by Eminem, The Real Slim Shady. That was, I actually got on stage and I did the song and everybody was like, "Wow, you can do this." So from then, I actually thought, what if I try writing my own music? So that's the first thing, my first stage, my first performance with my first audience. I was 12.
So could you give us a little taste of what's in your new album?
There's this song, it's called Debut. Debut is basically about my first experience with music and how the people around me took it, how they looked at the music industry back then, what they thought I was going to become or what they thought I was going to amount to in this industry. It goes like, I used to tell them I would make it. They used to look at me like I was crazy. Mama used to say I should pray and I should praise, and I didn't have a lot, but I had what it would take. So I put it all together, not knowing what it would make. And
bitch checks in, no Master P, no limit, spit reckless.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, that's Debut. I released the track about a year ago, but I release most of my music online, so it's on YouTube, it's on a lot of other social networks, and it's doing great so far. It's doing great. I got a lot of views in.
And what about what's going to be in your next album? I want a sneak preview of what you'll be dropping in a few weeks. That's what I want.
Okay, there is this song called Kivyovyote. For people who know me, I am a very controversial rapper. One is I do not do well with a lot of other artists. I'm not a very I don't converse with a lot of artists. I am not, how you would say, buddy with other rappers. I'm basically close with the people that I work with on a day-to-day basis. So this song, Kivyovyote, it was about what people had said about what I was doing. People was like, your music is too hard, you cannot make, something out of this in Tanzania. And I actually proved them wrong. So the Kivyovyote song was like, I'm gonna make it, do whatever. And it goes like, Wanauliza nasikiza vipi inaposikika biti, kwa hii mizani kwenye vina anashindwa kupima mziki. Naposhika biki watoto wanashika speech midondoko, moko wa moto namshika vipi.
You said you are controversial because you tend to not socialize with other artists,
Yes.
except for those that you work on a day-to-day basis. I don't really see a problem with that, so why would they think that that's wrong?
One is, not to brag, but I think when I dropped that first album, I really changed the industry from what it was to what it is right now. There's a lot of rappers right now that's trying to do what I'm doing. There's a lot of rappers that's trying to sound like me, and a lot of other rappers that I work with. So after this happened, everybody started getting on the radios and television talking about everybody's trying to be like him, but that music is just too hardcore, you know, it won't sell. These people need to be more commercial and whatnot. But this is hip-hop, you know? So a lot of rappers don't like that. They don't like the fact that there's somebody that's doing something that's better than theirs. And they get emotional about it. And I'm like, you know, I really do not care what you think. So basically, for all the rappers that have mentioned my name, I have a tendency to mention their name. I call out rappers every day.
You call it how you see it.
That's how it is.
So how have you changed the game? You told me your first album changed things in the music industry, especially in the hip-hop industry.
Yes.
So how could you be more specific about that?
Well, it all comes down to the lyricism. Most of the rappers right now want to sound like me. They want to write their lyrics like me because, I don't know, maybe they feel that's the way to go. Maybe they feel they can do something with what I've brought to the industry. And I mean, I like it, you know. It's good when you have people that are trying to emulate what you're doing. It's a beautiful thing, and I love it. I just
question where their originality lies in all of that.
Yes, there was, because I was the first one with the style. I was the first one with the flows. I was the first one with the metaphors. Before me, I don't think a lot of rappers knew what punchlines were. Before I came out, a lot of rappers never talked about punchlines. Before I came out, every rapper was more into, I live in Temeke, or I live in Kigamboni, or I live in Bagala, and our hood is like this and like that. I brought the artist into it. I brought that art like, this is the music, you know. You can do a lot with it. You can actually send messages to different age groups, different people, different races, and you can do this in Swahili, you know. And when that wasn't enough, I did it in English. Now that was kind of like, yo, this is different. Not everybody does this. Actually, nobody does that.
Not everybody can do it.
That's the thing. So I think mostly I have brought an image that a lot of people are trying to live up to, and they cannot get to it, so they feel like throwing mud at the name is going to fix or is going to make them look better. Because right now we got a lot of artists that's really doing nothing.
At the end of the day, it's free publicity for you anyways. They're getting your name out there. So what would you tell to kids who want to do hip-hop and they want to be rappers and they want to get into the industry, but maybe they have family members or people telling them, that's not a good thing to get into right now, you should do something more streamlined, going to school and all that. Of course, going to school is important. I'm not saying it's not.
Education is always...
It's the most important thing. If you don't have education, you can't really take your artistry anywhere,
yeah.
regardless of what you're doing. So what would you tell kids out there?
One of the things, the first thing is you need to stay in school, because after all, after everything, you have to have an education to fall back on. That's one. Two is hard work pays off. You have to work hard. If it's what you want to do, you have to work hard. If you want to rap, make sure that every bit of your concentration, your passion, everything that is around you drives you towards what you want to do. So you have to make it your everyday life. You have to make it your mission in life to make that a possibility. 3, dream big. You know, dream big. Nothing is impossible. There's an audience out there for every artist that is out there, and for those that are out to come. So dream big, do it. it doesn't really matter what people are going to say, because at the end of the day, when you're making money, people are going to come up to you like, can you help? You know, so dream big. Do it. If this is what you want to go for, then go for it.
Reach for the stars. The worst that can happen is you'll drop on the moon.
Yeah. And one more thing, this is actually going to be the first album. I'm going to do a free concert, no entrance. You're just going to have to come through, just buy the album, go home, listen to it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be crazy. I hope you guys show up.
Oh, so the money you would spend on the entrance, you much rather they spend it buying your album.
Buy the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thought process. It's a good thought behind that. So we've been talking to Wonder Incredible. His album is dropping really soon, so you need to keep your eye on that. Right now we're going to go check out the entertainment highlights, and then we'll be right back.
Imagine the quality of normal Beats by Dre headphones. Now, imagine the Pro version and in a 24-karat gold dipped feel. World Cup winners Germany each received a pair of these gold dip headphones by Dre in a campaign that features Naomi Campbell and the renowned photographer Rank.
Really makes me think of women.
Bob Marley is This Love, You Too Bad, Eminem, Lose Yourself. Kind of transports you into another place.
Naomi Campbell's an icon. She's an amazing woman. You know, culturally, I think she's very significant because she really changed the course of fashion.
Hey Germany, congratulations on your victory. We know you only get one trophy. So Dr. Dre and myself are sending you a pair of 24-karat gold beats for each and every one of you. Congratulations, world champions.
Miss Tanzania Earth and Miss Earth Air 2008, Tanzania's legendary model Miriam Odemba scoops a major gig as the face of New African Woman magazine August-September issue. Last Friday, the Think Like a Man 2 actor arrived in Tanzania to give back, learn new cultures, and marvel at God's work. This is Terrence J's first time in Africa as he journeyed through historical places, including the slave chambers, met with young girls and boys, visited huts in the desert, and gave out copies of his book, The Wealth of My Mother's Wisdom. Trending conversation about his visit was that a fan warned him to be careful of the Ebola virus currently affecting West Africa. Despite deleting the comment, Africans and Terrence J fans had plenty to say on the matter. Oscar-winning director of The Silence of the Lambs, Jonathan Demme, Andre Gregory, and Wallace Shawn update Henrik Ibsen's A Master Builder, a modern classic about a successful, egomaniacal architect who has spent a lifetime bullying his wife, employees, and mistresses, who nonetheless wants to make peace with himself as his life approaches its final act. Working from his own translation of the Norwegian text, Wallace Shawn gives a tour de force performance as the cruel yet guilt-ridden architect. Lisa Joyce plays a sensual, mysterious young visitor who turns the household upside down, much to the consternation of Julie Haggerty, perfectly cast as Shawn's neurasthenic, long-suffering wife.
Well, I think you should just open the door and let them in. Hello.
Aline, there's a Miss Vogel here, whom you know, apparently.
This is solace when someone's been through really hard times. How do you know I've been through hard times?
See, I think you've always seen me as Halvard Solness, this terribly fortunate man.
Do you think you're a very forgetful person?
No, I'm not aware that I am. How could such a terribly fortunate man be mentally sick?
No, you can't. You're not gonna say that you didn't do that!
No, I absolutely did not do that! Because I know that my luck is going to turn around. Everything is going to spin out in the opposite direction.
And that's it for us on Out and About. I hope you enjoyed this week's show, and I hope to see you again next week. If you have any comments, suggestions, check us out on our Facebook and Twitter pages, and you can also watch the show on YouTube, Capital Television Tanzania. Hope to see you again next week. My name is Vanessa Victor. This is Capital Television. Goodbye.